years, a creature said to appear only before disaster strikes. It's been seen near Chernobyl, in New York, just days before September 11th, 2001, and in places where, soon after, tragedy unfolded. They call it the Mothman. Witnesses claim they saw a black-winged figure with red eyes circling the Twin Towers. Some even swear they heard a high-pitched screech, like metal being torn apart, moments before everything collapsed. Coincidence? Or a warning from something beyond human understanding? Join me as we retrace the evidence, the encounters, and the final sightings that not only suggest it was real, but that it never truly left. It began on a cold November night, 1966, in the quiet town of Point Pleasant. Two young couples were driving through the ruins of an old, abandoned munitions factory. Then, headlights caught movement. Something massive stood in the middle of the road, nearly 2 meters tall, with wings stretching 6 meters across, and two blazing red eyes that locked onto them like a predator watching its prey. The couple screamed. The driver floored the gas, but the thing didn't flinch. It rose into the air and began to chase them, soaring through the darkness, only vanishing once they crossed the bridge leading out of town. That was the first night America heard the name Mothman. In the weeks that followed, dozens of residents in Point Pleasant reported seeing the same creature. Hunters, police officers, factory workers. They all described it the same way. Massive wings, glowing red eyes, and a sound like metal tearing in the wind. But strange things began to happen, more and more, and no one could explain why. Livestock turned up dead, with no clear cause. Streetlights flickered every night. Some heard wings flapping above their roofs. Others felt bloodshot eyes staring at them from within the forest. The police station was flooded with calls, and one officer, George Johnson, once said,
"It never attacked anyone, but somehow it knew we were watching it."
In December 1966, a journalist named John Keel arrived in the town of Point Pleasant. At first, he only planned to write a short article about the Mothman sightings. But the deeper he dug, the more it began to feel like a waking nightmare spreading through the town. Some nights, his phone would ring endlessly, and when he picked it up, unfamiliar woman's voice whispered,
"There will be a great disaster on the river."
But that wasn't all. Locals spoke of strange men in black suits knocking on their doors. And every time the Mothman appeared, clocks would stop, lights would flicker, and radios would fall silent. In his journal, Keel wrote, "If it wasn't a demon, then maybe it was a warning." Finally, on Christmas Eve, the 15th of December 1967, the Silver Bridge connecting both sides of the Ohio River collapsed without warning, dragging 46 lives into the freezing water below. In the chaos that followed, several survivors recalled a chilling detail. Moments before the bridge fell, they had seen a dark, winged figure perched atop the structure. Its glowing red eyes stared down at the crowd beneath, and as the bridge gave way, the creature took flight, soaring into the night sky, never to be seen again. After the tragedy, journalist John Keel published The Mothman Prophecies, a book that suggested Mothman wasn't a monster, but a warning, a being that could somehow sense approaching disaster and tried to warn humanity. But if it really was a warning, then perhaps it wasn't meant for America alone. In 1986, in Pripyat, Ukraine, just days before the Chernobyl meltdown, locals claimed they saw a black birdman circling above the reactor. Then, the warning became reality. Chernobyl exploded. Radioactive fire spilled into the skies, and the land below turned into a living hell. In 2001, in New York City, a few witnesses claimed they saw a winged creature circling the Twin Towers. And just days later, September 11th, a deafening boom tore through the Manhattan sky. When the dust settled, all that remained was rubble and ruin. And in 2007, in Minnesota, a grainy video captured a strange flying figure above the I-35 bridge. Days later, that bridge collapsed. And even now, perhaps the warning has never truly stopped, because once again, over the skies of Chicago and along the Ohio River, people claim to have seen a giant black figure soaring through the night. Could it be the Mothman has returned? And if that's true, then what is about to happen? Investigators have offered many theories. Some say it was a giant migratory bird, its shape distorted by the glare of headlights. Others believe it was a mutated human, the failed product of top-secret experiments from the Cold War era. And for those who look beyond the physical, they claim it was an interdimensional being, appearing only when the boundaries between realities begin to fracture. In a few unverified documents, some members of the SCP Foundation even refer to Mothman as SCP-A2667, an observer-class entity, one that appears not to destroy, but to record or warn of disasters yet to come. Today, Point Pleasant has built a statue of the Mothman, hosts an annual festival, and turned the tale into a local tourist attraction. But beneath the lanterns and laughter, the old folks still whisper quietly to one another. The Mothman is no demon. It only comes when humanity is about to pay for something.